Hi guys, so I just wanted to make a video talking about how I plan cosplay. I've been asked about this before, about where do I get my inspiration. A lot of my cosplays just come straight off from reference pictures, and I draw them out how they would be on my body, using like a body sketch. I don't have that file at the moment. What I do have is some of the pictures. Yeah. One of the cosplays that I'm creating at the moment, when I designed it, the theme for this, because it's for a ball, the theme was still royals. So I was like, let's take this character and make her a queen. Because I really had to think about what I had still, like, in my area, what I could use and what wouldn't be too much. So I came up with Queen Tinkerbell. Now, this is just going to be for an example of where, like, the inspiration and stuff like that comes from. When I wanted to look up queens and fairies and stuff like that, I actually went straight to the movie Epic, because I love the character Queen Tara, voiced by Beyonce Knowles. And I haven't actually seen Epic the movie, and I'm probably going to do that as soon as I can find it off Fatso. It's just not coming to my house at the moment. I will watch it then. But I know that Queen Tara is a cosplay I want to do, but I probably can't do because I am pale as fuck. I'm pale as a snowflake. Yeah, so I took the inspiration from that and basically created this. So this is not the initial design, is not the first design. I know you can't probably see it, but as you can see, I took the dress from Tinkerbell, the obvious green dress, and I kind of made a little poofier instead of Tinkerbell's original design, where it's just straight down and it's kind of skin tight. It's kind of like a boob tube, because fairies don't have that much to work with. Yeah. So when you think queen, you're thinking long dress. So what I did was I just put an extra a big long white skirt underneath, and yeah. And I added some sleeves just to kind of give it a little more of that mature queen look. I think that's actually going to be made into a shrug, depending on the pattern. And the wings are going to be a lot bigger than Tinkerbell's ones anyway. When I first made them, I just kind of made them the generic fairy wings. Yeah, so there was that. That's useless. That should have been it in this place. At the moment, because the ball is 5 days away, well, not even, and we've barely started, yeah, I've been given the help from my sewing tutor, Linda. She is helping me out a lot with this cosplay, mostly because I've recently had surgery, so my motor skills are, my legs, my motor skills are still not working as properly as they should be, but from the practice that I've had at the moment with, working with the industrial machines, I've been doing pretty well. It's just sometimes I tick and I will speed forward, like, these machines are sensitive as blood, so if you tick even a little bit, you could just speed forward and ruin everything, and that's something that's happened a few times. So she is helping me quite a bit with this. Quite a bit, but not really. Like, I'm doing all the sewing. She's helping me out a lot with, like, adjusting to the machines and everything, because I'm still getting used to those. Yeah. So once I've drawn out my design, and once I've decided, okay, yep, that's what I'm going to do, obviously I look at references and alter it to see how it's going to be more like the character. Yeah. I actually start looking on Trade Me for some things that I can't make, but can buy. So the first things that I actually bought were Tinkerbell's shoes, and I've decided to go for high heels, and they're pointy, like pixies. I got these for about $10, and yes, they don't have the pom-poms yet, which is why today I went out and actually bought, I had to buy 2 packets of pom-poms, and they're both big pom-poms, as you can see. One of them's a bit brighter, one's a bit bigger, sorry, and I'll just hot glue them onto the shoes, so they look like Tinkerbell shoes, which is going to be really cool. So that's what I'm going to do after I finish this. The awesome thing about Linda is she's a material junkie, so she does kindly donate a lot of material to us when we need. So I'd actually gone out and bought some material beforehand, you know, for the skirt, for the big, like, a big white long skirt, and I went and did that, and I got about 5 meters of each of those. Yeah, so, because, hold on, yeah, and also it's going to have a train, so I got 2 lots of sheer material. You can only just see that it's slightly different colours, and both of them are quite long, so we'll see what we do with that. I'm still not entirely sure. This is going to be the material that's going to be used for the outer part of the green dress. As you can see, it's a bright green. It's kind of light for Tinkerbell, but after testing it, it actually, if you use flash, it shows up kind of yellowy, kind of goldy, which I think is really cool. So, that's pretty cool. And plus, it's wrinkled kind of like a leaf. Oh goodness. Oh no, there's more pom-poms. Pom-poms falling around in my bag. She also donated the lining. It's just going to be this good strong stuff. Because I'm actually using a corset pattern. Like, we went out and looked at patterns, and we know how we're going to make this dress now. More pom-poms. What I went out and bought is, I wanted this dress to be flowy. I wanted it to be nice and flowy. So I got this material that's actually see-through, so I had to get a second colour to go on top. And I got about 2.5 meters of this. It's gorgeous. Like, when you pull it out, it's nice and flowy. You put it in the wind, it'll fly away. And I had to get some satin to go underneath. Mostly because it's a bold colour, but at the same time, it will shine, but it won't, if you know what I mean. Like, because it has this colour on top. So it's kind of just like a setting colour, so people won't see through. Yeah, so you go out and get the material. I actually had to get 5 meters of this. I got them in 2.5 meter blocks, so I can do skirts. Yeah. And so yeah, what I've done at Linda's place is we've cut out the pattern for the main dress, and we've made a muslin copy. So that's one thing you got to do whenever you're sewing at all. You've got to make a muslin copy so that you can test and see if it's going to fit you, where you need to bring it in, and where you need to make darts. This shirt actually right here is the muslin copy, well, the scrapped copy of my Crocketeer Jane, which never made it to print. I've needed to bring it in and work on it ever since. Like, I've needed to dart it here at the back, and I've needed to dart it under here. But I use stretch material, so darting it's not exactly going to help. All I really need to do is fix the sleeve, and then it's basically fine. Yeah. So, another thing that I had to buy, but I already had, so I kind of just had to alter it, was the wig. I can actually show you the wig because it's right here. Now, bear with me, I only had about 30 minutes to do this. What I've done with the wig is that's the front. I'm sorry, it's in a really bad position on my wig head. I do need to brush this front bit out. Is the bangs have been let loose, so that they're just nice and down, and they're going to be kind of pushed out of the face. At the moment, they kind of look like Annie from Attack on Titan. But at the back, this is the best I could do for a bun, even though it has this bit here, and it is. I do have to sew it up a little bit because it's kind of broken, but I will fix it at some point. What I used for this is I used a bun bustier, a bun booster as they call it as well. A bun booster is basically a big piece of foam that you wrap around your bun. You can actually use it in real life. Ooh. And it kind of just makes it into a perfect bun, and that's what I use for everyday stuff at course, because flight attending and stuff like that, or just almost lost a bobby pin. And what I've got wrapped around it is I've got just a flower crown from Equip also, because they're having a 3 for 10 sale, which is also how I got my my patterns, because they were having a Butterick 3 for 10 sale. I was like, frick yes, I'm going to jump in on this. Yeah, so the what it's got wrapped around here, and I'm trying to make it a little more obvious at the same time, is this flower crown. It's got a butterfly in it. It's got some roses in it. Some wear so often. So that kind of just wraps around the bun. This does need a bit of a brush out, or at least a smooth down. Ah! I am in the dark. What is going on? Come on, turn on, turn on, turn on. Come on, please. Did everything die? Sorry about that. My screen just died casually. But yeah, it's gonna be in the light now. Yeah, as you can see, this part I could not control. I'm probably gonna have to over bobby pin it and like pin it up into the bun, but at the same time I kind of don't want to, so it'll hide for like the baby growth and stuff. It's something I'll figure out at some point. Yeah. I've still got to work on the wig. Yeah. With the wings, going back to the wings, what I've got to do is I've got to use wire. I've got to use wire like a what's the word? Sorry. Like clothes hangers, sorry. I've got to use those for the metal frame for the wings, and then I was hoping to get this foily stuff that actually, when you look at the reference picture that I have, it looks like this kind of foil that in the light it changes colour, and it kind of has a scaly look to it. And I found the perfect foil today, but they didn't have enough for me to buy. They only had maybe about 1.5 meters, and it pissed me off so much. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This always happens. I was so annoyed. And they went to look if they had any more, and they didn't, of course. But you know, that's life. This shit happens. Kind of just gotta deal with it. Yeah. Come back here. Yeah, so hopefully I'm going to throw this all together, and maybe in a few days I will show you guys the finished product. I'm really scared. I really hope that I can pull this off. It's a big project, and we have barely started. We haven't started cutting out material. I should have done that last week, and yet we fluffed around a lot. Most of it will be teeing around and stuff. God damn it. Also, just a random sewing tip, if you can, invest in a rotary cutter. It kind of looks like a pizza cutter, but it's not. It's not scissors. I personally prefer the rotary cutter over scissors, and it does take some practice to get used to, like with cutting curves and everything. Also, for working at your machine, invest in a pair of snips. These are literally they just snip, and they're good for anything. They will easily cut through things like material and this casual thread. Even wood. Or not. You just gotta have a limit. But no, it's really good. And these things last about maybe 3 months at a time. I don't know what that is. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully there'll be more pictures later on. Also, I might be going back to the hospital. I don't know. I have to call back to the hospital and be like, hey, I'm in pain, and so forth. So that might be happening. I don't know. Anyway, thanks guys.